How's everybody? Okay. Today I make a quite a sizable decision. So I moved $100,000 into S&P 500 today. Okay. Usually, what I'll do is I nibble, but moving 6-digit numbers are usually quite a big decision. Okay. So give me a minute. Okay. Sorry, YouTube. So I moved in about $100,000 into the S&P 500. And for those people who are on Facebook, you can see my slides under slides class 1. I want to give. Thank you guys. Okay. I want to walk through the logic of why I did it. Okay, and most importantly, how I actually did it. For some of you, as I say, the most difficult thing to do to invest is to start, right? Is to start. So I wanted to walk through everybody my very quick journey of how I started. Okay, for this round. So my slides are under here, and I'll put for YouTube. I'll put it on after the talk. Okay, so I just invested $100,000 into S&P 500 through Endowus. And the experience is wonderful, and I'll walk through you the logic of that. So today, just some disclaimer, as usual disclaimer, that this talk is not to give you any financial advice. This talk is to share with you my personal journey. It's meant to be educational for entertainment. Okay? Yes. So for those people who just came in on YouTube, remember when you come in, please give a like as well. Okay. Now, I've always tell everybody that I got an investment strategy that I like to buy on dips. Now, while I talk a lot about telling everybody that you should consider both dollar cost averaging, so you invest over time, sequentially, and then when there are big dips, then you buy. I consider this quite a sizable dip already. Not big, but sizable dip. So I waited long enough, and I look at it and I said, looks like this is a good chance to go in for a sizable amount. I like capitalizing on financial crisis. Okay, I love it. So my journey started in 1997 when I got burned very badly during the Asia financial crisis. So I told myself that I'm not gonna let the next financial crisis bite me. I'm gonna bite the next financial crisis. So what did I do? So I waited and waited. So in 2008, global financial crisis was the first one I went in fierce. So I went in and I bought right near the bottom of the dip. The STI went from a high of 3,800 points all the way down to somewhere around 1,900 points. I started buying, and I buy until about 1,600 points. It crashed somewhere to 1,500 points or something like that. Then I stopped buying around 1,600, and then rebounded. So I make my first pot of gold then. In 2012 Europe debt crisis, I went in big again. This time around, I emptied the entire family savings. Okay, I took out all the kids' savings as well, and I invested quite a sizable portion as well. Now then, of course, the market dipped and then went up again. 2015, there was a China stock market crash. It was quite big as well. The China stock market crash was big and sizable, and in some sense, I anticipated it. And this is the first time I move in $1 million. Okay, so I move in $1 million, and somebody say, how come Mr. Lu got so much money? You got to understand that in early years I was very frugal, and I was very careful with my savings, and I really accumulated quite a bit. I went in $1 million. Then from 2015 stock market crash and rebounded, I made my third pot of gold. And in 2019, I sensed that the stock market wasn't doing very good. It was at a high, and for 10 years there wasn't going to crash. So I got ready. I sold all my penny stocks and junk stocks and all the wrong stocks I ever bought And indeed, what I expected a crash to come. I never expected it to come in the form of a COVID pandemic. Okay, nobody would have that. So 2020, I went in fierce, the biggest ever, right? The biggest ever. Okay, and then of course, the market had a huge rebound. I made my fourth pot of gold. Now this time around in 2020, I was very public about it. I tell everybody that this is what I'm going into, and so on. So putting up into graphs, these are actually all the dips that I went into. So this was the Lehman Brothers crisis, Europe debt crisis, China stock market crash, and COVID crisis. So I went in on every one of them. Okay. Let's talk about the current crisis. The current crisis of Ukraine isn't. Analyze it and look at it. Well, there was an initial fear, but it's not going to crash the stock market. The Ukraine crisis, frankly speaking, is unlikely. Okay, is unlikely to crash stock market. Sorry, whoever tried to send me an email, did you send it right place? luchengchuan@gmail.com. I never seem to receive it. So wars generally don't crash stock market for very long, and I'll walk through with you. And my analysis is that looking at the entire Russian-Ukraine crisis, I don't think Russia really want to be engaged in a long war. They got a very bad experience with Afghanistan, okay, and make a huge mistake. I don't think they ever want to have the same mistake again. In this war, if you were to look at all the social media and all the news report, the Russian soldiers are very unmotivated. Most of them were conned into this war. They were told by their commanders that there is a exercise they are going into. Then after, when they went inside, they realized they are going for a military operation. Where on the other hand, the Ukraine population is very motivated. Everybody from ex-beauty queen, nightclub owners, ex-presidents, students, whatsoever, everybody took up arms to fight, It's such a role model, I wish that in Singapore, if we ever face such a crisis, everybody will take up arms just like what Ukraine is doing. There's no chance the Russian can fight a very motivated Ukraine population. You can fight maybe soldiers, but you cannot fight the whole population, Yeah, you cannot fight the whole population, right? And there's nothing in Ukraine that's worthwhile for the Russians to go into. So my take is that the Ukraine crisis is going to be over, in time to come. I don't think it's going to be dragged long. I could be wrong because I'm not a political expert, but anecdotally, I take a look at that. So the bigger threat still remains, which is inflation. Inflation is the biggest threat, okay? And my take is that with this crisis, I don't think the Fed is going to be, I'll talk about it later, I don't think the Fed is going to do anything to interest rate for some time because the situation is very unstable. The S&P 500, okay, S&P 500 has survived countless crises. So if you look at the chart that I sent you, and you can get it under slides +1, there was over 1800, there were outbreaks of war, panic of different World War One, World War Two. World War One, there was a pandemic then. There was a Spanish flu, 1929 Great Depression, and then there was a post-war bear market, Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam War, inflation, market, Watergate incident, Black Monday, lost decade, blah blah blah. The S&P 500 survived them all. Okay, survived them all. So I think I'm quite comforted that this is a good time to move into it. I haven't moved into S&P 500 a big way for the last 1 to 2 years. Okay, this is probably up since the pandemic. So I think it's a good time. This is very interesting analysis that I pull out. Okay, stock market usually don't take very long to recover from wars. So I look at it. Let's look at the big war in Pearl Harbor. The one-day crash was about 4%, 3.8%. and the total drawdown for S&P 500 was about 20%. It took about 1 year to recover to full. And don't forget, Pearl Harbor, United States then was about to lose the war kind of feeling. North Korea invaded South Korea. It took 82 days to recover. Suez Canal crisis 4 days. Cuban Missile crisis 18 days. Gulf of Tonkin incident, which is the Vietnam War incident, 41 days. Tet offensive, which is the one that that really the Vietnamese hit the Americans very hard. It took 65 days. US terrorist attack, that was in September 11, took half a year, okay, and so on, right? So most of the war recover within a matter of days, days. So really, stock market don't really get hit very bad by wars, you know. And I think this is a very interesting chapter that we should think about. And frankly speaking, stock market surprisingly do very well in times of conflict. If you look at the next slide, you know, you look at Gulf War, Korean War, World War II, all wars and things like that, the stock market actually do quite well. So I reckon that you know, even if you don't do well, you will be quite neutral to it. So I think that the stock market is I think it's quite opportunistic for me to believe that, you know, now is a good time to just go in and just ride the wave over a long period of time. And my holding time horizon is 10, 20, 30 years, you know, as far as I can live. Now I'm near 50, so I suppose I can live for another, you know, 20, 30 years. So I reckon that, you know, I got enough time horizon for that. So, so what I did was, I did not invest cash. I invested my OA into it, okay? And I wanted to share with everybody how you actually do it. Because I did it through Endowus. And first of all, this is not a paid advertisement with Endowus. Endowus never asked me to do this. But I used their app. I found it a wonderful experience. I wanted to show you guys how I do it, okay? First of all, this is the Endowus app. Endowus app. So I'm going to log in with my user ID, log in with Face ID, okay? So Endowus right now, I've got $400,000. I don't know whether everybody can see, okay? And to just invest is actually very easy. First, you just click this black button. Hello, okay? Yep. You just click this black button, and then on top of it, it actually says that make an investment, okay? Make an investment. Now you can see make an investment, make an investment, make an investment, okay? So I click make an investment, okay? Make an investment, okay? And then there are a few options there, okay? A few options there for me. The one that I have is called CPF Infinity 500. CPF Infinity 500. So I just click this one, okay? And then I just click next, okay? And then which source of fund do you want to use? I click CPF, okay? And here I can key in how much. Okay, I already key in $1,000, but let's say you want to key in, let's say $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, 1 million, right? It's just like that, okay? And then you click done. Okay, I'm not going to click done now because I already invested, okay? And that's it. That's all you need to do, okay? And then you just send to there and that's it. Wonderful, right? The last time when Endowus was first set up, wow, the paperwork was painful, man. It was just, wow, I gotta fill up paper after paper, phone calls and things like that. Now we've done it, finish. Yeah, that's all. Remember, I always said the most difficult thing to do in investment is to make the first step. It's very difficult. The first step is always difficult. So don't be like me, whack $100,000 in, whack maybe 1,000, 2,000. I don't know how much you know, just to overcome your psychological barrier. Okay, so my investment experience with Endowus, I put it on slides here. It's actually very wonderful. Okay, it's very wonderful. I just show you what I did. Okay, and then you just put on, and that's it. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so actually, it's not that big a deal, you know, not a big a deal in terms of administration wise, okay? And if you have a time horizon of 10, 20, 30 years. You know, S&P 500, whether you buy now or buy later, not that big a deal, okay? Besides, S&P 500 has quite a dip already. So that's my investment experience today. Everybody always asks me, Mr. Lu, when are you investing? When are you investing? Now I'm telling you I'm investing. I didn't say you must invest. I'm saying I am investing. So make that very clear, okay? Yeah. So I hope that you know, there's a simple sharing of what I did today, just today, okay? The only downside with investing in Endowus is that it takes 2, 3, 4 days to make it happen. Thank you. And by the way, guys, there are 216 of you in YouTube. There are only 64 likes. Can you don't be so stingy and give every one of you give the video a like, please? Okay. Yeah. No, S&P 500 can use CPF. Now I'll go on to answer some question right now. S&P 500 can use CPF. The Nasdaq cannot use CPF. Okay. Yeah, I think you heard me wrongly. Okay. In fact, I've made. I'll show you my profits from Endowus. How about that? Okay. So I don't know where you can see now. My profits from Endowus is about $123,000. $123,000. That's 42.7%. That's not bad, right? That's not bad considering it's only about 1 year plus only. And it's purely on S&P 500, okay? Simply because I bought right near the bottom of the crash, okay? And then I slowly recover, right? Got promo code for Endowus. For those people, Endowus usually give me quite a lot of face. So you just go there and tell them I'm a big follower of 1165 or big follower of Premium Mall or big follower of Mr. Lu. They usually will give you some waivers, okay? They usually give some waivers and give you some kind of a sweetener, maybe even some freebies or free umbrella. I don't know what they give you. The last time I did a commercial for them, they give me a bag of goodies. I feel so bad. Is Endowus fee high? I don't think it's high, but I don't think it's low. But the only problem is that they have the monopoly. There's no other way you can invest your OA into S&P 500 except through Endowus. They have the monopoly. So there's no other way. So even if you charge high, you also LL. But I don't think they charge very high. Okay, they are not the lowest, but they are not not high. Okay. Any reason why you choose to invest CPF instead of cash? I understand it takes longer to use CPF because CPF there is ideal for me. Cash, I got a lot of options. Yeah, so I thought, you know, it's time that I use some CPF as well. Okay, what is the name of S&P 500 that you bought in Endowus? It's called Lion Global. Okay, Lion Global. Yes. For those people who just come in and asking where the hell is Karl Lagerfeld, you can go KL plus one. Okay, and that's Kit Lu, my daughter, who sang very well yesterday. For you who missed the song yesterday that she sang, you can still go to the YouTube channel. Okay, yes. For those people on Facebook, if you miss any part of the video, you can, or yesterday's talk, you can go to 1165YT plus one. 1165YT plus one. Okay? Yes. Can you get me a cookie or something like that? Cookie. No ice cream and no cakes. All right. Yeah, cakes is very sinful here. Yeah. Yeah. Lion Global Infinity 500. Yes, that's the one. Okay. How long does it take to process the CPF? Oh, sorry, it's about 4 days or something. It's very long, man. I think it's got something to do with red tape of the CPF. Okay. Any other question here that I missed out? Singer behind, yes. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So I've done it. Okay. And I always take a few business days to complete, which is one downside. Exactly. Yeah, that's the one that I a bit beta hunt, but I don't think it's them. It's CPF. Okay. So yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see any other questions that you have. Why Endowus not SIFE? I don't know how to explain it without talking bad about other companies. Okay. Just put it that way that I know the Endowus founders. I know them very well. I faith in them. I don't think it's a fly-by-night company. I don't have the same faith in other company yet. Maybe if they get to know me, so if they approach me and I get to know the company well, I might have a different opinion. Okay, but so far only Endowus approached me. So yeah, how long transaction from Endowus wait until my neck like giraffe? Oh really? I thought it's only 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Why did you not go into Nasdaq 100? Not yet. Okay, not yet. Okay. You know that again, back into my portfolio, I've said before, you know, I have split about 50-50 into S&P 500 and Nasdaq. So this time around, I decided to go into S&P 500. Maybe the next round I can consider the Nasdaq. SIFE cannot use CPF OA. I assume that you say when you say SIFE, you are mentioning SIFE using cash. Okay, S&P is not lowest now. When do you think S&P will hit the highest? S&P will hit the highest when the day you die and I die, because S&P always goes up, right? So it goes up until the day we die, it still be highest. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about S&P 500. Okay, you invest in 100K in SGD. Yes. Why decide to go in now? I kind of walk you through just now the logic. I feel that you know, I look at the whole crisis, not that big a deal. I think there's some post-war uplift that we can go about it. So I decided to go in. What about Money Hour? Money Hour again doesn't have OA. You cannot invest in OA in the S&P 500. I heard that Money Hour is potentially going to some other funds that OA can go in, but just not S&P 500. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. So you cannot go again, right? This is when Endowus have a super edge over all the other robo-advisor. They have the monopoly. The only company that you can buy the S&P 500 with your OA. Right. That's amazing. Right? That's amazing. And the best part is they are just more or less like a sales office. The company that you actually buy from is actually through UOB Kay Hian. What?
What's your bag?
I don't know. Okay, UOB. So you're actually buying through UOB Kay Hian. Okay. You actually buy through UOB Kay Hian. They are more like sales office. I thought you want to invite Money Hour CEO to talk. Yes. Guess what happened? Their office COVID outbreak just 1 day before the talk. So what can I do? Yeah. So I could have stopped the talk. I'm not going to go in their office and give a talk with a COVID outbreak, right? After you make your gains, can you withdraw out your gains? I don't think so. The gains that you make in your CPF stays in your CPF. Is there any accrued interest to pay CPF? I think when you invest in your stock market, there's no accrued interest. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, housing there's accrued interest. Can someone correct me if I'm wrong? Okay, Mr. Lu, as we age, we should sell off shares and put money in CPF to minimize the volatility of market or similar. Is huh?
Am I going to die?
You left it there, is it?
I think so.
Okay, let's see where you get it. Is it something you'll do as you grow older? Is this something you do? Okay, you found it?
Yes.
All right, cool. Okay. Well, as you grow older, when you need money, then you slowly pare down your shares. I think that's a way to realize your investments. Okay. No accrued interest if we use Endowus or CPF. All right, that's great. Okay.
Sorry.
Mama, you're not eating anything?
Please be careful. How can you be like that?
Kid Lu almost died. She left the mother's handbag.
With all my credit cards and my driver's license in Karl Lagerfeld
In Karl Lagerfeld. Yes.
changing room.
should we invest 100% of my OA if I don't need the money? I can't tell you what you should do. I can only say that for me, I built up my financial safety net to my special account already. So the extra money, I find it quite safe to do it gradually over time. Okay? Keep some money just in case for a rainy day for your installment and housing installment and things like that. So lucky you managed to get back your belongings and changing room.
Yes. Almost died.
Can buy through Poem. You cannot buy through Poem using OA. You can buy through cash. Only one only.
You say buy one only, 90.
You said you want one, right? You said one cookie, right?
Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one.
What percent of OA do you recommend to invest based on current market condition? Not too much, because it's not a huge crash or correction. It's just a dip. So I wouldn't go big into it now. Okay. I won't go big into it. Yeah. Okay. I'm 30. Am I too late to start investing? You must be kidding. I only started when I was 30. Yeah. Some Mr. Lu, which Nasdaq 100 ETF would you invest when the chance comes? QQQ or QQQM? Actually, I don't know what's QQQM, man. Okay? You can ask the question in my Telegram channel. People there might explain. I don't think there's a big difference between most ETF providers for the Nasdaq. Okay? If you use cash, which platform is better? Sorry, there are dogs here. If you use cash, which platform is better? Look for one that gives you the lowest fee. Yeah. Okay? Is it taxable for the S&P500? I assume you're talking about the dividends, is it? I think dividends are taxable, but it's not so big a deal. Most ETF don't have much dividends. I'm in an open air cafe, sorry guys. Okay? Actually, you can put $100 every day or every month. Automatic recurrence, since there's no transaction charge. Other charge there always be. Oh really? I didn't know you can do that. Actually, that'd be quite good. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So, if we have invested in S&P, oh gosh, in S&P 500 using Endowus, or we are paying for a mortgage, if our CPF get depleted, will CPF force us to sell down S&P 500? No, I don't think they will. I don't think they can do that. Okay. Any capital gains tax? I think in US there is it. Okay, but the one that Endowus is investing on, I think is domiciled in Ireland, I think. So I think there might not be capital gain tax. You can write to Endowus and ask them. Mr. Lu is the cookie yummy. It's not only yummy, it's deadly. Okay? You can go and buy for yourself one more cookie, sorry. Come on. For dollar cost averaging using Endowus, I put a fixed date recurring investment. Is it advisable to change recurring once in a while? For me, there's no right or wrong in this. I think buying, that's the textbook answer, just buy regularly. That's the right thing. Just that I like to buy when market crash. So that's just me. Okay? Mr. Lu, you think putting money in SA to get 5% dividend or OA for Endowus for investment is better for 28 years old? I think before anybody start investing, you would better form a financial safety net first. You haven't gone through the terror of market crashes. Without a strong financial safety net in your CPF, you will feel like your life just drift away. Okay? When I was 24 years old, I met my first life drifting away experience in Asia financial crisis. It was terrible, terrible. I got no financial safety net then. So I always tell people, don't be greedy. Form your financial safety net first before you touch on stock market. Okay? Yep. Yes. Okay. Chichi, can you get me this? Open up for me. Okay. 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 So I think that so I think that my experience today is something I want to share everybody. There is not much of a there's not much of a theory involved, but I give you my thought process, okay? And I hope that you'll find it useful for you. With this, I hope that you all invest safely, okay, and find useful, okay. With this, if there are no more questions, I would I will just take one or two more questions, then we'll call it a day. Mr. Lu, will you go in lump sum or DCA? Mr. Lu don't do DCA. Mr. Lu teaches people to do DCA, but Mr. Lu don't do DCA himself. DCA are for people who are more, for most people to build a certain discipline. I strongly encourage everybody do that. But for people like me who are crash hunters, when the market crash, we get excited and we go in. That kind of thing requires guts of steel. Very few people can do that. Okay, so I encourage everybody, please don't, if you want, split your dry powder into two portions, one for DCA, one for buying on dips. Mr. Lu, please retain this video so that we can replay and listen to our talks. All the talks are available in my YouTube channel. Yeah, you can get it under 1865 YT plus 1. Okay, go to my 1865 YouTube channel, and you get all this. Over time, I got a clean house. For all this Facebook that I borrowed from BE. Given that Nasdaq has dropped more than S&P 500 and the returns are higher, any reason why you invest in S&P 500 and Nasdaq? I didn't say I'm not investing in Nasdaq. I say I'm investing in S&P 500 first. Okay, you cannot look at returns alone. You must look at volatility as well. I told you right yesterday. You attended my talk yesterday. Investing in Nasdaq is like working for a very moody boss. 135 she loves you, 246 she hates you, she slaps you, she crucifies you, and then 135 she loves you again. That kind of pain, okay, is quite scary and quite terrifying, and you may not be able to take it, even though you know that at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you're gonna get your pay and a big fat bonus. It doesn't mean that ordinary people can take it. Okay, who has lots of dry power then can go in one shot. So the idea is that whatever, how much dry powder you have, you break it up into smaller portions. Okay. Will you share your buying for the next crash when you go in big? I really buying today $100,000. It's not small, no? Yeah, I really shared really. What more you want me to share? Yeah, okay. Apart from investing, what advice for youngsters who are out to build finances and build? Jasmine, I got lots of video on this. You gotta go watch it on my YouTube channel. I cannot say it in lots of advice I give to youngsters and lots of articles as well. Just go to my YouTube channel and you'll get all this sharing. Okay. Wait, I'm trying to get all the question. I'm a deep buyer as well, but it feels bad when I say I'm excited when don't say it lah. Okay. Do you invest using SRS? Yes, I do as well. Do you recommend investing in dimensional US core index that tracks Russell 300? I don't like to invest any other thing other than S&P 500 and the Nasdaq as a broad-based index because they are kind of unproven. Okay, they're kind of unproven, so I think it's quite kind of dangerous to do that. The slides today are under slides plus 1. Okay, yes. I'm trying to get. When do you sell before the next crisis? Usually I don't sell. I rebalance, but I don't sell. Why not buy the Ireland version of S&P 500 and save on tax? There is not much tax savings. How much dividends does S&P 500 give you? There's not much tax to talk about. Yeah. Okay. When you say you buy major dips during normal time, what do you do to make your money? I work, right? I got companies that I own. and advisory roles that I do, right? So I do all those things, yeah. What about Dow Jones? Dow Jones also, it's kind of more proven than the Russell 3000, but it's not an index that is as proven as S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. Okay, you're very welcome, Yuki. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So with this short sharing, I hope you find useful. Okay. And I hope that you all continue to do well financially. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, what are we doing? Tomorrow, most likely, I think we'll be going Fendi. Yeah, Fendi. Chloe, is it Chloe or Fendi? Okay. Yes. So like I say, thank you, Mr. Lu, Mrs. Lu, and Kate. I rarely hear the word Mrs. Lu, you know. It's always B-E. Mama, you're called Mrs. Lu. Okay, my wife. Anyway. Yes. Okay. All right, good. Okay, with this, thank you. Okay, thank you for spending time with us today. All right, cool. So I'm gonna off YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. There are 241 of you. Before you log off, can you please like the video? Can you so meow on your video? Don't be so meow on your likes, please. Can you please like the video? Yes, like the video, please. Yes. All right. Good night to Facebook. Yes. Good night to everybody. Okay, there are 140. Please, before you sign off, give a like. Yes. 142. It's not rising. 145. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. Okay, good night, guys. Okay. Good night, guys. Okay. All right. Good night. Okay. Hey, there's still not enough likes. 151. How? There's still a lot of people haven't given a like yet. Come on, please. Okay. It helps to promote the video. It's a YouTube algorithm. I'm not so crazy about getting affirmation for myself. It's that the algorithm of YouTube favors likes. So therefore, I have to implore all of you, please give a like to the video. Okay. Okay. 157. Come on. More. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Really appreciate this. Thank you. Okay. By the way, it's a freezing weather here right now. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for everybody for supporting the YouTube video. Okay. So yes. Good night, everybody. Okay. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna off it right now.